Bushman, I tell me that you got a point already?
Yeah.
All right, bless it.
All right, positive. All right, family, blessed love, give thanks, life giver and the keep of life, making sure that all things are right.
I tell you that
all things are set. Okay, that's perfect there. And we are right in order. Yes, Rastafari, we blessed love to each and every one. Give thanks to the life giver and the keep of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. We give thanks continually to the YouTube family also with us. And of course, the Institute family. And of course, Radio Anu. I am just making sure that all my links here are in order so that we are fully broadcasting full circle. Okay, perfect. Yes, family, give thanks, glorify Emperor Haile Selassie I once again. And give thanks to the power and the might of the Holy Trinity himself. At the moment here, we are broadcasting internationally, Four Winds Universal. And of course, we at this moment here, we represent the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, Church of True Divine Salvation. Give thanks to such a Congress being the EABIC, which of course also known as the Bobo Shanti Order. It's a Congress that stands churchical, statical, parliamental, sabbatical, and we give thanks for it being governmental as well. And the principles of such a Congress stand to land every man and woman under their own vine and fig tree, and every man and woman mean everybody, every goodie, internationally, whatever race, color, creed, whatever the vibes is, international rights goes for all human beings, and even all the animals and the flowers and everything thereof. So give thanks for your presence with us again. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. Give thanks continually for the order that has been set forth by His Majesty. Give thanks for the blessings of this day as we are basking in the spirit of Marcus Garvey. And even today, the 27th of August, a very interesting day. So this is the day 1975, where they say the emperor would have disappeared. So we welcome you to the program entitled Welcome to the House of Priests. And this is a program that comes to you in the Sunday evening time, 8 p.m., where we gather and speak of things relevant to Melchizedek order, psychologically and philosophically and spiritually and governmentally as well. Even this evening, we are spiritually and some geopolitics too, and even repatriation industry. That is where we are going as we are concentrating on Marcus Messiah Garvey and his mighty works. Holy Manuel I, Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. Honorable Kes Westmore, blessed love, my Lord.
Blessed love, God. Give thanks to life above all things.
My Lord, blessed.
Give thanks to another day. Give thanks to life, health, and strength, My Lord.
My Lord. Give thanks for the coming in and the gathering. Thy good bless us with an opening prayer before we commence the full session this evening. I will
give thanks to life.
Majesty. My Lord.
Holy Manuel I, Selassie
I, Jah
Rastafari. Thy kingdom come, O God, thy rule, O Christ, begin. Break with thine iron rod the tyrannies of sin. Raise thy reign of peace and purity and love. When shall our hatred cease as in the realms above? When comes the promised time that war shall be no more, and loss, oppression, crime shall flee thy face before? We give thanks to the rising of the general. Holy Manuel I, Selassie I, Jah Rastafari, glory be to our Father, and to the Son, to the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, Jah without end, Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. Spread thy knowledge abroad, thou most high, let thy wisdom cover the earth as our water cover the sea, and let the fullness and the understanding of thy manifestation of works of thou most high be known to all those that are willing to do thy will. King Emmanuel 7, down here,
God.
Jah Rastafari, my Lord.
Majesty.
Give thanks, Lord.
Give thanks, my Lord. Well, give thanks to, the coming in and give thanks to the blessings of this day. As I said, it's a very interesting day as well. It is the day that they say the Emperor Selassie the First would have kind of disappear from amongst I. And just in the interest of that, my lord, and I seen you on the camera, just in case I'm not sure if that's how you want it, but just letting you know. But in the interest of
I tried to get my camera there functioning.
Okay, while you're doing that, I just wanted, before we get into the reason, because tonight we're going to continue the reason Marcus Messiah Garvey. We're going to continue with the reasoning of the Black Star Line. But I just wanted us to just take a quick look. Let me make sure I'm sharing the sound. Yes, this is an excerpt from the movie Man of the Millennium. This is a documentary on Emperor Haile Selassie I. And this is just an excerpt from when they say the monarchy was overthrown. And this is the 12th of September, 1970. And let me see, where you born again? This is 1975. 12th of September. I wasn't born in 1975, but I have to do a calculation there, 76, But anyway, I like this because, well, when I say I like it, but anyway, this is when, they came for the emperor in the palace, and they say they put him in the Volkswagen, the light blue Volkswagen, and then he went to a place where he was never really seen again by the general public. And less than a year after, just very close to the anniversary of the Derg fully taking over, the emperor would have gone missing, and when we say missing, we mean missing. Don't mind what they're trying to tell you today. That was the news at the time. A few other places were saying certain things. In fact, one's considered that he actually disappeared before the 27th. I think some say by the 23rd, 24th of August, he was already missing, but because they couldn't find him, they had to make some announcement. And by the 27th, it came out to the world that Haile Selassie I was gone. But anyway, most ones never really, come across exactly how the King of Kings would have, let's say, come off the scene. I don't mean the disappearing, come off the scene. What happened the day when the Derg came in. And I always like to listen to the last words that the emperor gave in public. It's very nice, if you know the story too. It's not going to be relayed here, but if you know the story, it is said that even when they were escorting the emperor out, because they come and ask the emperor to give them a chance to try something, It's beg, they beg, according to some reports, the man that was reading the proclamation for the king, he was visibly shaking. You could read the book, The Mission by Hans Lockhart. The Mission, Hans Lockhart. And in that book, he's saying that even when the emperor, they were carrying him out, the man that had his gun on the emperor asked him if he did not know how to hold a gun properly. He was holding it wrong. So all of these little things, those of you who are interested in real history to understand the last moments of the great, period, epoch of the King of Kings sitting on the throne of Ethiopia. And even when he spoke, because they came into the office, and the king was in there with Ras Imru. We're going to see it now, Ras Imru. And the interesting thing about Ras Imru, Ras Imru is the individual who followed the king from birth to the end of the scene, because we all know Ras Imru born just a couple of months different from the king. They're cousins, they grew up like brothers. And Ras Imru has been with the emperor until the last moment when the Derg came in. I don't think there's any other person. There is not in the emperor's history that was with him from start to end. Whoever was with him from start, he lose them along the way, whether it's his father, Menelik, Lee Jiatsu, everybody, his own children, but Ras Imru, a very interesting character and a very faithful and trusted servant to the king, Ras Imru. Ras Imru was left as acting emperor even when the emperor was in head of the country, I should say, when the emperor went into to check the League of Nations. So that history itself, that's a program by itself as it relates to Ras Imru, you know, very mighty character. So anyway, my lord, I'm just gonna run a little of this here. Take a draw, still getting a mystic picture from you. It's like you're giving you the flip side of the camera works as it relates to your camera. But anyway, in the meantime, let us just go through this.
የጦር ኃይሎች የፖሊስ ሰራዊትና የብሔራዊ ጦር ግደርግ ለግርማዊነቶ ደህንነትና ጤንነት በሰፊው የሚያስብ እንደመሆኑ መጠን ለዚህ ለጤንነቶም ሆነ ለደህንነቶ የተዘጋጀ ስፍራ ስላለ ወደዛ እንዲሄዱልን በትህትና እንለምናለን።
See the language? They telling the emperor that, well, you know what I mean, they concerned about his health. Now, I mean, none of them fitter than the emperor. None of them. You ever see inside the emperor bedroom, is weights and exercise bicycle, and so the emperor having. A lot of people don't know that about the emperor now. There's a video they have on YouTube, a day with the emperor. Watch it good. When you go in the emperor room, the emperor have a whole gym in there. When you hear the documentary that they did from CCTV, the man them telling you, yo, when the king get up in the morning, is what them things that the man flipping up acrobat business, and so the emperor dealing with, you know, flipping from monkey bar to monkey bar, highly Selassie the person. So what he talking about, they gymnastics, yes, that's what the king into. So them fellas here talking about, you know what I mean, they well concerned about the king. Come on. But hear what he say, we sincerely beg you. What make them come in and say, hey, get up, get up. Yeah, what wrong with that? We sincerely beg you. You know, people killed, they couldn't even touch the emperor, you know, no matter what they say they do, and they carry him someplace, you know. And we're going to show you, I'm going to show you a real clip after this, when the emperor was actually in house arrest, you know what I mean? And from my perspective, the emperor was like he was growing locks. But anyway, let me just seal up this part here. Here the emperor now. Look how man star right, boy. Look how man, chattering the right. Watch them. What? Man talks right.
ተጠቅላላው መቼም አሁን የተናገራችሁትን ሰምተናል። የኢትዮጵያ ንጉሠ ነገሥት ስንሆን ስም ብቻ አይደለም፣ ህዝቡን ሀገሩን በሰላም ጊዜ የሚሰራለትን ጠላትን ሊመጣ የሚነከስበትን በማስተናጋት መሆኑን ይህ በጦር ሰራዊታችን ውስጥ የታወቀ ሳይሆን ይቀራል ብለን አንጠርጥርም። ቢሆንም በየጊዜው የሚለዋወጠው ነገር ደግሞ ለሀገር የሚጠቅም ነገር ካለበት የሀገርን ጥቅም በሌላ ለመለወጥ አይቻልም እና ያነበባችሁትን ሰምተናል። በዚሁ
Yeah, now let me go over that, you know. It's deep, man. Hear what the king telling fellas. It's deep, you know. This is when you understand, when it over from the time the king born to this moment here. This is a very important speech. This is the coup de grace. This is the seed of. We have generally listened to what you have said. So the king tell him, when we are king of kings of Ethiopia, it is not only a title. It is the people and the country organizing work during peace and defense when under attack. So we're telling them, we suspect that this is well known among our military. Yeah, hope I understand this. All right. He goes on to say, however, if changes, see the king humble, you know, however, if changes in time bring something significant to a country, you know, I mean, yeah, I want something new. He goes on to say, it is impossible to substitute the benefit of a country with something else. That's what the king said in all humility. We have heard what you read. We will stop here. That is deep, no joke. We will stop here. Just so now, the man just, yeah, we'll stop here. Like if he come on a mission and okay, seal, me done. We will stop here. Just that's it. Cold. And that's it. And they take him to the blue car. And he wasn't seen in public again. And I just wanted to show this last part. This is a real part. I'm sure most man would have seen this picture. I don't know if when you watch the movie, if you pick up what happened in here, brothers and sisters. But this is not the emperor as you know, I mean, how we know the emperor. This is actually in house arrest. You know, this is why the emperor not communicating. Because after he was put in house arrest, they say he stopped talking to people. All he would do is read all day. And he was still given a certain level of respect as the emperor. Because, I mean, trust me, everybody understands who they're dealing with. So they could have killed all whoever they kill in the Green Saloon, because enough people get killed. But don't, man, even Mengistu say, he say, I mean, not that I believe Mengistu is some sort of angel of truth, but Mengistu laugh and say he never killed the emperor. But anyway, just watch how the camera, see the emperor there this time, so the emperor watching the camera. Yeah, the emperor not in nothing with nobody at this time. But if you watch the camera good, I know that the color sort of fading. But if you just observe, you know, just watch how the emperor here look, just watch his hair, king. You know, okay, obviously got all them little pieces sticking out here. Yeah, man, as if the emperor refused to come. Remember, these are the last moments, you know. These are like just maybe months or weeks before the same 27th of August when the emperor went missing. So I just had to highlight that, my lord, for just an introduction to the subject here. I don't know if I want to say anything on that before we go into 7 miles of Blackstarliner.
Oh, give thanks, my lord. You know, I tried to work out the camera here, you know, but see the camera.
No, you're good now. We're seeing the perfect.
Let's see how it's chat. That's the fire.
No, yes, that's the fire. Yeah, man, shine and dandy.
Give thanks.
Give thanks.
Majesty. As I was saying, I give thanks to that, you know, that clip there.
But you saw it.
Yes, okay. Yeah, when I was seeing it, but just, you know, the pick up myself, I was not seeing. Huh? But everything is seen. Yes, I give thanks. It's a wonderful clip that, you know, my lord. That clip must be showing all over the world. You know, as you highlight some parts a while ago, you know, we give thanks. You know, because as I say, you know, when you read that part here to the end and say, we know, you know, everything what you read. So you never go on details. We'll stop
no
there.
Long story, the king.
No, because the thing is, all of them who is there and all these traitors and the warriors, be still, man. Yeah, all of them were right, man. Go and go write that. And take up a pen and go write that. Remember, say, I say, what you know, what you read. Now, if we go further than that, stop there. You know what is in the plan and what is in the making. You know, so we give thanks again and say, you know, when my work on earth is done, you see, because you're on earth, you know, and you know, it says at different levels now, because it's just like I'm watching there, the emperor right there, to speak of the Congo. He realized, so don't talk to people, man. It's like, you're rising as Rastafari and you just done with certain thing out there. So, say the mission complete. And especially that man have come to the Bubble Shan defeat. And say, yeah, man, we're done with that. It's right now, meditation, rub and turban. Who we come to, we done deal with them already. And it done. Right there. So no more talking again, So we give thanks. Because, see, the emperor was really the last right there because remember saying it was coup d'etat, You see, and all the people, as was in the Marcus Garvey moment, Africa for Africans, from the OAU meeting there, and even before that, it was Emperor Haile Selassie's word and Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's word, it stood out right there. Also, and you know that everyone that speak up about the liberation and the unification of Black people right there, an African continent, it was coup d'etat against all of them. See, you realize, they were off them, they were after them. His Majesty is the sealer man right there. Because Patrice Lumumba, they've gone far already from 1961 going up, all the man them. Dr. Kwame did silence for a while. No books, nothing on him, same way. And all of those leaders, so. We give thanks, so everything's still happening the Lion Month. August, same one, the return and everything, so. We give thanks to that moments, and it's a thing that should be played over because, yeah, man, final speech. It's all, African people always say, it's good to listen to the last part of a man's conversation. So, it's sealed right there.
We will stop here, brother.
The departing word.
Yeah, a couple of things, it could be just, he giving a little talk, and it could be like the talk, like, okay, enough said.
It done.
Done talk. But it still have a deeper energy, because as I said, when you add together who this man is,
yes,
just penetrating all and the train station in England during exile, and so you guys see them pictures and everything. Just as people say, your life flash before your eyes. Not that the king dying, no, but the king just say, hey, we will stop here. To me, who? Your boy, the man should have pee up themselves. You just stop. Sorry. Forgive me.
We'll stop there.
Stop here? Oh no.
Yeah, man.
Wow. I would look out to see if the sun's still shining. Man, say you stop here.
Yeah, man. But priest, just as His Majesty give that word, I remember it was King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, Patrick McGee, the lawyer.
I hear that name.
Yeah, and he was supposed to do the mission for the King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. And I've read a lot of pamphlets with King Emmanuel Charles Edwards.
I know that.
And how he shaped them. But this one was totally different because in it just showing him, say, yeah, man, you see, you take up the work, right? And my money also, and say, from this day, your word stop. That is where everything stopped then. Give me back my money. And then there's a Freedom Redemption International Departure. And he never did even say, I am the most right. And he said, from there, your word stop. Yeah, man, it stopped right there. Give me back my money. Because you pay him to do the work. That's it. Freedom Redemption International Repatriation. So just cut off point,
cut off, see, deep, man. Very, very deep.
Yeah, very, so when that thing had start to look and everything like that, but we give thanks, It's a mystic moments and
my Lord, positive.
Well, the start of another moment again too. Because it was also the start again. It began. But 1966, when the mission was handed over, it was time now for the ambassador to start to do his work.
And mystically, I to get the maths right, you know. I don't want to say it and the maths not right, but of course, you know, when they that video we just showed with the Emperor there, that was actually 75. That was the 12th of September. So that was actually one day after New Year's Day, the 12th of September.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mystic.
Somewhere around there is 1966 in Ethiopia. I know exactly, but it's either the year before. It's just a little maths to do, you know, because it's 7 years different. But anyway, 1966 is either, remember it's New Year's Day, right? It was like the second day of the year there when they come and they move the emperor. Second day of the year. So either that year was the 1966.
So 73 is 1966, and that's 7 years.
73?
Yes.
Okay. 73 is 1966. Okay. Now remember, you know, is 1966 when the king come down in Jamaica.
Right.
And according to Bobo philosophy, he hand over the power. I know everybody not gonna agree with that. But I found it interesting because, as I said, I did the math already. And I remember it didn't hit on the exact date, but it was the era of 1966. So if it's not 73, as you say 73, so that means 1974. 1966 would have run into what we call 1974. 1966 would have run into that too. So I guess when the emperor, it would be 1977, 1967 or 1968, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Because 1967.
Because it's in 1966, exactly. So technically, the coup action happening around the time of Ethiopian 1966. That's where I found that very, very, very mistake. Where you say everybody can handle them mistakes now, they feel that that you know what I mean, that you're gone on a spooky level there. So
no man, because Priest, 1967 now, you know. As we speak again, which is 1974. Remember now, as I said, the mission really started because watch now. This was the time now that the EABIC asked him to put his name on the United Nations roster.
Oh, yes. Okay. That's the, oh, man. You see there? Wow.
The mission, man.
Yeah, the mission, because it's still the Ethiopian calendar come right full circle.
Again.
The world. Yeah, man. Rastafari. Give thanks, man.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
The lion gate is open as we speak, family. So yes, my lord, you know, where we really want to touch upon for the royal family this evening, you know, is we're still in the month of Mosiah.
Yes, I.
Still in the month of Marcus Garvey. And I wanted us definitely to, because as we said earlier, you know, enough things going on in August from the time we start with Emancipation Day. And of course, the Prophet Earth Day, and where's the Menelik Earth Day. We just mentioned the king and the moves that he making during this month. A couple other things in the month, man. Idi Amin prophecy in the month, something else. The month full of powers, man. Enough energy in the month. So we give thanks for the month of Mosiah, as we call it, August. Oh yes, the full moons. How I forget that. The blue moon is in the next couple of days, and the last day of the month, and the first full moon was on Emancipation Day, the first day of the month. So it's a lot of energy this year with Marcus Mosiah Garvey, with this 131st anniversary of the King of Kings. And you know, we just did a program where we were highlighting too. I don't know if you got that one, you know, how much links Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie really had, you know. Even us as Ras, you know, we somehow we have Garvey like he's a distance figure from the king, and he just say, boy, there's a king in Ethiopia that shall be crowned emperor, and you know, more than likely that's about it. And then some people say Garvey dissed the king when he went into exile, and somehow we try to battle that off, not really knowing that if we take our time and study the family, Marcus Mosiah Garvey and the UNIA was highly connected to the Ethiopian government from the time of Rastafari to Emperor Haile Selassie, the amount of different communications, invitations. Marcus Messiah Garvey, the UNIA, invited the Ethiopian government to come to the convention in 1920. Haile Selassie invited members of the UNIA to come to Ethiopia. That's before he was emperor, to help rebuild, until they have history that Rabbi Ford from Barbados, one of the leading members of the UNIA, would have gone to Ethiopia and would have taught the emperor's family music, as he was a musician and other things. He was actually a member of the Hebrew Israelites. And you have even the move that Haile Selassie made, you know, with Shashimani and opening the EWF. A lot of ones don't understand that a lot of that had to do with the inspiration Haile Selassie, received from Marcus Messiah Garvey's movement. And that was obvious, because every time the king reached out, and that's even before he was emperor, when he would have reached out to the West, he would have reached out through the UNIA. And we have several documents proving this. We have people like Brother Tony Martin, the esteemed scholar, which would have, you know, you could read the book Marcus Garvey, Hero, Race First. These books highlight a lot of the connection that the Abyssinian government would have had with the UNIA and vice versa. So that there was that strong connection, very strong connection, to the point that even a lot of the moves, again, that the emperor would have made towards the West, even after Garvey would have come off of the scene, was because of the inspiration that he got from Marcus Messiah Garvey, and vice versa. And that's reality. Somehow history tried to duck that one out, but we uncover that for sure. So Marcus Messiah Garvey now, the Black Star Line. And even before I go there, that connection with the emperor, I don't know if I want to say anything about that specifically, because I know that them is some of the last pages of history, you know.
Yes, I never give thanks. But it has to be a connection, you know, because the prophet, the priest, and the king connect, you know, in every way and every step of the way. That's we couldn't see it still, you know.
True.
As we're speaking about August here, you know, Mount of Mosiah, you know, it's really the whirlwind month, because, you know, like I'm when I say August of wind, you know, you say, August, you know, August.
That's interesting, August.
Mosiah. So, yes, my lord, there's many things people try to say still, you know, but when you look on the whole mission, you know, the emperor go as far as to say make a move and show me, even to the statement, Ethiopia is always open to the West. So it's still a mission of Marcus Messiah Garvey. You can still see the whole connection of I and I as a people going home still, you know. So there are many connections here. As you go along, you will see dates, link up with dates also. Yeah, so
positive.
as we go along, we'll pinpoint as we see them too.
Mm-hmm. Well, 1919, the Black Star Line not hit the road, but hit the seas.
Right.
You know? And interesting, this is almost like the real beginning of the program, you know, because it's the Black Star Line and Marcus Garvey is really the topic. And, you know, the Black Star Line, you would hear, of course, many ones know of that famous song. It's also in a Charlie Chaplin, one of them man there, 7 miles of Black Starliner in the harbor, something, yeah. And them is Marcus Messiah Garvey's words. Even Ina's Bobo Shanti that repeat these words and phrases all the time, 7 or 9 miles. We even add 13, 21 miles. I hear man adding and gone more than that too. But Marcus Messiah Garvey, you know, it's not 7 Starliner ships, he said in 7 miles. And the thing is now, usually when we as Rastafari speak of that, it's usually in the sense of repatriation. even a part of the reparation compensation to give us a free waterway. Now, of course, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards is an individual who would have championed this whole concept of 7 miles of high water ship. He specified this. And this was a demand in the same way that reparationists are demanding now. It's the same way King Emmanuel would have demanded that those who are responsible for the enslavement of the darker people of the world then, to provide these vehicles then, not just bring and just put them there, make sure, not just ships, whatever comes with the ship. Not like a man just send a plane and you have to figure out what to do. If a man send you a plane, you have to send a pilot, you have to send engineer. Now tell me I have to buy the gas to put in the plane, That's not what it is. Not just about ship, It's a whole justice movement here. It's a whole service that is to be offered to the nation that have been dispossessed, to the refugees then, because we may not see those in the diaspora. We use all these terms today and we even see that it applies to us, and what they call the thing, human trafficking and all them things here. I mean, how you think we get here? Human trafficking. We are refugees, dispossessed. The fact that, the island's nice and over here nice and the earth is the Lord. Okay, so why you have so much trouble to go back where you come from then? You can see it's a plot, it's a plan. You can't even say, well, I stay in here forever. No, how long you staying here and the passport and stamp you. So something wrong. So ones, especially those that are Pan-Africanists, when they come across us that are Pan-Africanists and still spiritualists, they would say, well, good idea, but that's not what Garvey really had the Blackstarliner for. I hear that all the time. Garvey's idea of the Blackstarliner was not really to take people back to Africa. Garvey's idea of the Blackstarliner was to encourage trade between Africa and the Americas and Black people in the diaspora, the real dying as poor as they can get, and those in the motherland, which is obviously true. I think we know that, but we have to keep in mind, Garvey's vision that he showed us was almost like a comet, not a comet, one of them shooting star. That's in fact, that's what the scriptures say. He was a burning and shining light.
And shining light, man.
Yeah. And we were willing to rejoice for a season, like what time?
Come this season, man.
Yeah, because Garvey just come and like a blast, and then August, because the Blackstarliner, we didn't know time. You don't know it was a sabotage, But so the 4 or 5 years, if that long, that the Blackstarliner was shaking the white world. I don't think Garvey, Marcus Messiah, the Excellency, Majesty, I would say had enough time, but we didn't see enough years on that project for us to clearly see where that would have taken us. Yes, remember it began with 1 ship, then 2 ships, and then 3 ships, and then back and forth to Liberia. Trading really began to take place. We had settlement in Liberia as well. So the Blackstarliner was being established to continue that process, so we didn't have to depend on nobody's vessel. We could do it ourselves. And eventually, it would be a modem to take people back to the motherland and start. Remember, Garvey was all about, that's why he used that Liberia model, because he see Liberia, like he could do something like that then, because Liberia was about 20,000 Africans from America that went back to Africa, and this whole settlement was created by the US of A. So it was a so-called free country. So that's why Messiah Garvey would have had rubber plantations on that in that country, and other businesses establishing the UNI in Liberia too. So we could see the genius of Garvey and why the Blackstarliner was established, because it was just it was also a means of connecting Black people all over the world. It's just like, although it's transportation, it's similar to the media. It's similar to today's social media too. It's a means and way of communication and connecting all the different parts together. And no one was doing that for black people at all. They had the Irish had the Green Star Line. And in fact, it is said that Marcus Messiah Garvey even mentioned that in the establishment of the Blackstarliner, that in the same way the Irish had their Green Star Line, we can have our Black Star Line. You know, so the Black Star Line itself in 1919, established by the Mighty Prophet, I would agree, was a project to create commerce, industry. For the Mighty Prophet push that. And obviously, it would have fully grafted into this mass movement as well, eventually. Remember Garvey said, the black people left unmolested, He wasn't left unmolested. He was, molested. But if the black people was left unmolested, especially with he guiding the ship, man, you could imagine in 10 years, 15 years, we would have them 7 miles. Because realistically, Garvey wasn't asking the British government for 7 miles of high water shipping. He was showing us what he intended to do in putting 7 miles of high water ship and in the harbor for us to run the world, basically. But as I said, we know, as not just Rastafari, well, not just as Boba Shanti, but even as Rastafari, in our agitation for justice, we have also brought in that concept of Marcus Garvey of the Blackstarliner ships. But I would believe most of the time that we talk about it is usually in the sense of repatriation, as far as taking us, returning us home. But when the ship them belong to us. That's how it is, all them ship them. So when we go home with them ship, nobody can say, well, we brought you home, take it easy now, take it, left the ships. All of that is a part of the reparation. You know what I mean? We start in a whole industry here, So 7 or 9 miles. So we now come and say 7 or 9 or even 13 miles of high water ships. Not 7 ships, not 9 ships. Miles of ships. And I don't think it's just one behind the other. It's like in rows, miles, showing that at least the concept, especially how King Emmanuel put it down, is really this mass exodus from the Western world, which should have taken place right after slavery. It looks funny now because most people have been already mired and sunk in the meditation that, okay, here is the place to be. So if you can get 7 boats, regular ferry to move them people over here sometimes, yeah, you're lucky if you get them the pack with the mind frame that most of us have, because even many of us, even man that be chanting 7 or 9 miles of Blackstarliner, how serious are we really when it comes to redeeming the African continent? I'm very serious. We can just look at, I don't want to bring nobody in the spotlight, but you can just look at the entertainment industry, the reggae singers. Very few who sing of it. And most of us believe, I don't know their private life, but most of us believe they may have the means and ways to go back and forth as much as they want because they go there and sing. But very few would have established themselves there. So I'm just saying, many ones talk Africa, many ones talk Blackstarliner, but do we have the zeal in this time, like even the elders before us had, to return to the motherland? But yes, my Lord, I will make my word with you there on that one, and I'll leave the floor. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie.
It has to be serious, priest. It has to be serious as a speaker of it. I'm not sure what the camera is, but it has to be serious.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, man, it has to be serious.
Just
as you were saying before, how serious are we, I and I, as a people? More people that don't even have turban or even locks, because you have Pan-Africanists, but speak of it also, man without locks. And as I say, entertainers, because It's long time my brother did say want a 1 hour ticket in for go Africa go live it. You know, say enough ticket in what you don't know. As I say, how serious is a one to really establish.
That one nice.
When you look at the whole situation now, please, because many people they speak of, they say, it's not all people have it, because you have to have the vision. It's a vision. It's not just it's a superficial thing, you know. It's not on the top, but the real surface, because this is the man that speak of, should say, any business that you're doing, if it, at the end of the day, it's not going to land you into the shores of Africa, don't do it. This is the man that said these things, you know, that farm a shipping company, you know, and everything of its means and ways how it started, because you Marcus will Gabi show it's not a heck of skettle business or skettler business going into Africa where you say pull on everything you're going to go in Africa. You have to start first. You have to send the builders, it says trade people, commerce. You want the people to eat black, drink black. That means, you know, if you don't want to go Africa, bring Africa to you. It's just like the 50th anniversary of Ghana showing say Ghana is open up for everyone to come over, even to visit Ghana for one time. And then it will plant a seed in them to come home. So Marcus must say a Gabi within the trade. You know, remember these, because we must remember, you know, these are the people who shut the doors right there in the United States, the Caribbean. Shut the doors, they could not even go in there to buy a garment. Many people would see the Rasta man from a long time, them same live up in the mountains and him wearing him flower bags, pants and them thing there. But remember, Rasta man couldn't go in the store, you think, understand? Rasta man eat the best and drink the best and everything same. So you have to look on that, you know. But due to anything and circumstances, but still, even to this day, the flower bag material, the crocus bag is the most expensive material if you can go in a cloth store. So no matter how they take it, and flower bag not come like that again. But as I was saying still, at the end of the day, that is where it's supposed to be. So these continual trades, yes, it has to be. Because it's just like one man will move from an island or wherever it may be, a man find wife, all these things happening in Ghana, all about Africa, you see. So that was the mission in the free state of Liberia right there. Because I remember, you know, it's a fight Garvey getting, you know, because even the Firestone shipping Firestone rubber company. I remember Marcus have all these things to go over and get fight out the land that they were supposed to purchase. It's Firestone company, rubber company, get these things. As and so. Remember, you know, Marcus Garvey mission and if the whole African mission, it gets sabotaged, it get betrayed. That's exactly what took place, you know. It sabotage, it get betrayed. That is why I used to tell my brethren, say, from Marcus Garvey leave out America, you know. No man arise again, you know. No matter you hear the other groups that form so and so, because at the end of the day, speaking politically, whoever one want to take it, the movements are not there to the end reality vision of Marcus Mosiah Garvey to land upon the shores of Africa. You understand? We have all kind of rights, we have the civil rights, we have all these things, but at the end of the day, the whole fullness of what and the vision of Marcus Garvey said, if you could see my mind, what I have for Black people, you understand? It's not just on the top. And that is why his program was sabotaged, because you know what Garvey is showing, what is Garvey come showing, you know, is this. It gets sabotaged by the African American. It gets sabotaged by the Africans in the Caribbean. And it gets sabotaged by the Africans in the continent. Because even today I was going through and a meditation come to her and said, you see this topic of reparation, there's Black people don't know what's going on as yet, you know. Marcus Garvey was speaking about it also, you know. But you see, when you establish that homeland, that continent, that country that is yours through the redemption, the repatriation, the country comes with a one voice as African people and tell you in America, you owe us reparation, compensation. You in Europe, because the continent speaking as one voice for all Black people in the diaspora and other places that we might find ourselves scattered. And that is why you see now, even because remember, God had so much confidence and showed as a people, Black people, to own our own shipping company, have our own industry. It gets sabotaged again. Rice in the engine.
Imagine that.
You see it? And Marcus Garvey establishing now great man and woman and putting them on the waters, the Frederick Douglass, renaming these ships, Phyllis Wheatley, all the putting them on the water. So more great people is gonna come on the water also. And let people see them sailing. Sail on, oh my, the ship sail on, yes, sir. Until the red, the black, and the green, So the ships are sailing because with a UNIA office established in the continent is the red, black, and green rice. So the more industry, so when you look at it now, the most right under King Emmanuel, Charles Edwards come again and, him establish as him say his government is Marcus Garvey government. And everything that Marcus Garvey said must happen. They sure say, I and I down here in the Western world now, because the population is so gigantic now and it's more children numberless on the sands of the seashore. Yes, we have industry. Yes, we have these, but also the whole movements of Marcus Garvey, not just establishing industries or commerce, but also for the trade or the return of Black people also. So when they speak of 7 miles, and but we'll put on more because the boy that is chanting now will say, nah, man, the population get bigger, man, 30, man, nah, man. And say, nah, man, it's bigger, man, 21. So as the generation that comes, it does more and more. But the man said, there's a fleet of ships shall be down there. So just as I said, it's stretched. And people have to see that vision and see that the reality of going home. How many Black people are there in America? How many Black people are there in the Caribbean? How many are there in Brazil?
Brazil alone, yeah.
So for the redemption and of one mind of Black people, if all Black people could come together and see what Marcus Mosiah Garvey had in his mind, and him say, and King Emmanuel again said, if you could see what the evil world have for us, also, you wouldn't even want to be a flea in them color. So when you look on the whole 79 or 30 miles of Blackstarliner, which a lot of entertainers, we give thanks to them that sing it, because, as a young youth, growing up, coming up, even Michigan and Smiley and all those people see me here. Speaking of Marcus Mosiah.
That man sing the song.
Yeah, Burning Spear, these are the, persons that speak of Mosiah Garvey that, still give thanks. Man, I say burning. We give thanks, culture, these people, we give thanks to the words of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And it was sabotage. It was betrayed. You understand? So it even make us wiser in this time when Marcus Mosiah Garvey had a business mind. The UNIA, which is the governing of everything, the umbrella. You notice he has his business name that carries out trade also. So it's showing us in this time also, as in say one Garvey gone, many Garvey should come. So we have the powers in our mind, our thoughts, what man has done, man can do also. And we should have our ships. I and I supposed to have our ships, my lord. And if it has to start from there, from the trade, that's how it has to be. Commerce.
Exactly.
Because man need the good cloth material. Because remember in my land, all these material that we're wearing in the Western world, and even if we have some nice robes that look good from the Western world material, we must remember say it's sackcloth. We still don't get the right material, so it's still sackcloth wearing it. So when you have commerce, you get the real Kente card from Ghana and all these Nigerian cloths. Because remember, all these things are vibrations also, the material of the things that we wear.
Yeah, man.
True,
Rastafari.
Majesty.
True God. I was meditating when you're talking about because today again, you kind of still come forward to how serious ones are about even repatriation, because as time move on, you said something there. I think, yes, when you said, if you know what they have planned for us,
True.
you wouldn't even want to be a flea in the color of let's say the white world and white supremacy. And again, as I said earlier, easy to say the earth is the Lord. Guys, sit down and penetrate it, because especially now, especially when, let's just say the earth becomes smaller then, meaning that you understand what's going on the other side more than before. You know what I mean? Even Ethiopia used to be a mythical place, even the Rasta too, Like, wow. And like, Zion now, Zion. Yeah, and then no disrespect, man, still go to Ethiopia and call you and say, my lord, boy, you can send a thing. Things kind of hard around here. Just reality, nobody dissing nobody, just everybody know it go. So we get a better understanding of how the world really run, what exactly taking place. And it kind of bring a level of, one still have Africa in the vision, but a level of complacency does sit in there. As if, okay, everything all right, man. I mean, the earth is the Lord's. You know what I mean? Columbus come over here and find black people too. You know what I mean? And you try to balance this thing out here, and the next man can tell him, my lord, the West will sink, I know I get caught around here, I'm positive, kid. I'm positive. Something gonna happen. I feel it. I know something gonna happen that it would be better that you were not anywhere in them sides here. I feel it. And I don't mean, and I'm getting superstitious. I don't mean just earthquake and island sinking.
Man.
I'm looking at a system. I'm telling you, if you understand commerce and so, I'm looking at a system that's very shaky. Very shaky, man. Anybody that deal with bank transfer on a daily level, and especially if you have a certain amount of finance that you move from here to there, man, any day you could just get the call and say, Mr. Parker, you will not be able to get this from out of the account today. There's a seizure of this and that, and the whole thing seizes up. That happened all the time. We've seen Greece just went through something like that about 10 years ago, where people just can't get the money from the bank. They can't do nothing about it. Argentina went through that about a good time ago now, maybe 20 years ago, where people just can't get their money from the bank. And people go through that all the time. We living in a system that running off of money that they print every day. So it's not really backed by nothing valuable. It has an intrinsic value there. So it lopsided everything. They just print and give more money to the rich. They even print and then give it to the poor. They print it and give it to the rich. As if the rich can put it back in the economy and somehow keep the economy going. That will sink one day. It must sink. That whole the economic aspect of it will sink. I always tell people Santa Claus cannot come every 25th day of December. That have to stop sometime. If there's really a God, even if there wasn't a God, Santa Claus, that they have to come where Santa Claus come to an end. It will. Yeah. It can't happen forever. How Santa Claus? So, and that day when that come to an end, it's not just that people say, well, just forget about Santa Claus. It's a system going crashing. A system, because that's a part of a system. A whole ideology going to come to an end where you can't save it. And the thing is, some of us going to try to save it because we have a mortgage to pay. We have to pay. We have money in the same bank that crashing, and somehow we feel we need to save. That's what's gonna happen. That is exactly what's gonna happen to a lot of us. It's reality, you know. So they are saying,
yeah, man. I say there must be a time. Rudolph must supposed to stop give light, man.
It will happen.
It will happen.
It will happen. And they only have to look at it realistically.
My Lord, when the man say, "Come out of her, my people," you know, people think they spooky thing because you say, you know, you see what is going on. You just speak of a thing again, and it's the whole, as we say, the sabotage of Marcus Mosiah Garvey's mission. You understand? Because the great man, you know, not every man might look on him great, because I say people look on other people and say the great man is in speaker. What you talk about, man? A long time black people they run us, man. So they have a way now to show you that there is no rush. And as I said, not in the heterosexual thing, but there is a rush in your movements, your meditation, to where you're living it. And some people look at certain things and say, "No, man, a long time, so and so." So these things now in the mind of others, because Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, that's it. There's a way how he speaks. It's not like the John Astor said, "No send no broom tomorrow, and no broom and them thing there, no broom today, because him not eat again." Nah, him want to hold that conscience. That is a part. That is a natural domestic needs. It must, these affairs must be. But the mission is the mission that is, and there's a destination. So all these other things is just a journey. If they're not leading to the destination, then away with them. You understand? So many things out there are distractions towards the real mission. He said, who is ready must just go in and set it. You see it, so it's a real mission, my Lord. And we see great leaders that rise and shrine the way also. You know, because they can't wait. You know, through the books, they wait on the Lord, they have good courage. But use the Lord. In the strength. Shall strengthen thine heart. Thine heart to what? Sit down? No. Strengthen the heart to move.
Wait on the Lord.
That's not. It's let us not in this time, I say to Africans at home and us abroad, members of the Congress, people that are there in the UNIA movements, are still watching, maybe a few, people in all these different denominations that have an African heart. Because many people, they have African heart, you know. But they see me in church out there and everything, you know. They have an African heart, you know. Just do not be discouraged and do not betray the African redemption in this time. It's just the people have their mortgage to pay, because the mortgage, you know, as an age, just still a pay mortgage, and it's like end up in a morgue as an age, you see it?
As age.
Yeah. So
11 generations to pay.
Generation to pay.
Yeah, but you see, that's the whole thing again. The keeping up of, that's the thing. You're gonna reach a point, you know, the back against the wall thing. You're gonna reach a point where you have to really see the money blowing in the street and say, "Boy, the trouble that didn't make sense and I left that."
I mean, I just said, I don't just remember you were saying, King Emmanuel said, them back already gone through the wall.
Through the wall, yeah, man.
I know, that's a heel.
Yeah, black people, black gone to the wall, yeah. But they still don't realize it. That's the thing.
No.
Then I catch it yet, brother. Wow. That is it. A system, a system that have us real hypnotized. the health care system, the health don't care. And what other thing, the education system, and the working system,
True,
the
man.
9 to 5 system.
5. Daily Parton business.
Me tell you. Yeah, and we well caught up in that, and it's all right. There's no problem whatsoever. I'm telling you. But again, because I still looking at that whole repatriation, the importance of it, because again, a person will easily sit down and say, man, me watch news and see what going on in Africa and what going on in Burkina Faso and what other place with the France thing and the Russia thing, Niger and how much people, Niger, and how much people running from Cameroon and how much people drown every day in the Mediterranean trying to get a better life. Yes, we aware that everything is not fully correct there, because the same vibes that we go through is what they go through. It's not like we different than them.
All Africans are going through it, my lord. And us abroad.
Right. But where they trying to swim to? Sinking just like how some of them boats sinking too. And this is what the world not seeing. It's just impossible. If we get like a spiritual and them now, it's just impossible for this world here to just go on forever and ever. This is musical chairs. You ever play musical chairs? When you go around the chair and when the music stop, it drop sit down and somebody get left out. King, this have to be musical chair time. I know people are from the time I born, I hear the world coming to an end.
Yeah, man.
But I gonna live to see that. When I said not the earth, the system, right? I positive. I gonna see that.
Yeah, man. The crash,
King. It must happen, man. We wake up and it happen. You can't.
Yeah. That's why the fact in the twinkling of an eye, in 1 hour judgment, in a 1 hour them judgment come. You see it?
Exactly.
You see the crash. Whilst thing that's crash. A crash. If Marcus God teaches us now to be prepared, he said preparedness is the watchword. So just as how Marcus Garvey was buying up and showing you to send in container load of things around there. The money that they have out there is just a tool. And as a tool, that is what black people have to be stacking up on. And that is why I'm creating trade again, of commerce again, to send home container load of things. Some people want trailer load of this, but that's why you're sending equipments, because you have work to do. And this is how I and I as black people have to think also. To send in, because every day you even hear of build up Tanzania, Kenya. So why the first King Emmanuel said, why build up the Western world? We work through that already.
It's true.
Build up our own. So send one the tractors and send one the backhoes and all of these things we have to work in our own.
True.
Africa is true. Out of the West, the money, use it because it dead same way. So leave it, give them, let the dead bury their dead. You have to take your equipment and the things you need. Them die with their money, because it has no use. And that's why ancients and His Majesty, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Jomo Kenyatta, one currency. And we can starve the Western world. Even you look at King Emmanuel Charles Edwards' prophecy. By even trade amongst ourselves in the continent first. Nothing going outside. Nothing fresh going outside. Until all African states has it. You see it? So,
wow.
That's the kind of mindset we have to have on this time, please.
So we're not trading with nobody till everybody
outside not getting nothing. Till. Yeah, man. But that's how we should be look at it, priest. The man that are doing the organic farming, gathering the seeds and all of these things, bag loads, container loads of seeds, organic seeds, organically grown food we're going to plant, send them into Ghana, send them into those places. We tell us about famine in Africa. We don't say there's no famine in Africa. Well, there's a famine, we have the solution I'm going to bring this year. And that is all I and in the Western world, people in the Western world supposed to look in towards strength. Ethiopia, princes shall come out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall soon stretch forth the hands and hearts unto God. Africa awaits its creators.
And creation.
And focus, because you see, there's a crash that is going on.
Yeah, man.
And people must realize a crash, because those that are grew up in darkness, whose eyes were put out, them going to push down Babylon. Sam's going to rise.
True, man. Yeah, man. It's the same way that, like, even though right now is a very, the atmosphere is very warm.
Very.
Yeah, hot. So if like on a night like tonight, let's say the electricity was to go for half an hour, you can see everybody come out on the veranda and start fan.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot, but I'm using that now to show now the world now where we are. Let's just say the World Wide Web. Lock off for 10 minutes, right? Just 10 minutes in the whole planet, wherever the main frame for this World Wide Web is. If the internet, not your internet and their internet, the internet, the main mammy, was to just shut down for 10 minutes, I believe plain as we drop out the sky.
Everything dropped.
Trainers will crash into one another, because the world is depending on that now. Maybe if it happened 15 years ago, that wouldn't be the result, because 15 years ago, the whole planet wasn't really depending on the internet.
No.
If that happened now, 10 minutes, Rasta God.
The world was depending on the internal God, not the internet.
True, I hear that. Because even though it's not the electricity gone, but then the internet cannot control a lot of electricity companies or electrical companies. A lot of things run. I mean, the internet is what run everything. The internet, certain machines that are working, whatever they're doing, they depend on the internet to get their command to release whatever they release, to make sure the elevator work, to make sure the air can work.
Just as I say,
doors and so can't open when the internet lock off,
Priest is terrible thing, because even you're speaking about the banks, and you go in certain places, they say, wait there. Even some people going into the wire money transfer place, and they say, this thing done, I can't get it there. Is your money in there? You're supposed to get no, man. Because all the computers are shut down. Internet. So if those little simple things like that, showing you, just like that, you're going to, oh, what happened? Supervisor, you see this thing here? You can't go on there,
True. Because we go to that all the time.
The internet, just like I had it. So, as I say, that source closed down, all kind of thing. And the thing is that, watch it in a place. These men that control so and so. You say it a while ago, a man might think, so what the priest are talking about? Or if you just shut us up, or something wrong with it. Even those who control it, the men of the earth, man, can shut down their thing if they want to shut it down.
Of course. Pull the plug.
Pull the plug and say, that's it.
Yeah, some weirdo. Somebody that want to kill themselves. I mean, every day you see them, This dude just go and kill 3 black people just the other day and kill. I mean, every day they pop up, the day they're maniacs. They decide to kill themselves and say, wait, let me kill some people with me, man. I control this whole big company here. I fly this big plane here. I'm the one driving this train. I'm sailing this ship. Wow, man, let's sink this ship with everybody. Much less to be able to do something like that. But that's just to give the people an idea, you know, of how fragile the world we are in, not the planet, the world. Remember, it's not a nice, generous sort of world environment. It's a very conniving, very evil, wicked world. I think everybody would agree that. As nice as it tries to present itself, it's a deceiving kind of world. And those who are in the highest of authority, sometimes you have to wonder who not bought, who not sold, who haven't sold their soul. It's sometimes you wonder if they understand what they're doing, if they know what the others that are above them know. I mean, down to our simple ministers and prime ministers, you wonder if they understand what this game is all about. This is a serious thing, you know. This is very serious. All our King Emmanuel teachers really come into fruition now, you know. All the do's, the don'ts, stay away from. Of it really come into light, and because this world can't just prolong, it can't just be there. We can't get comfortable in it. We tell you, it will crash.
Can't get comfortable in it, man. You can't get comfortable in this because you know, as I said, in 1967, you play the tape, you know, and everything, you know, when you look at it, you know, 74 in the Western world, you see it. And when you look at it, you know, it's a terrible thing.
I just checked the date properly too. It's so yeah, 74 was 1966, but the 1st of September 74 is the first of the Ethiopian. No, sorry, the 11th of September 74 began 1967, as you said.
All right.
So when they come and they so-called depose the monarchy, it was the 2nd day of 1967 Ethiopian calendar. Right. So that was the link. So the year, the same 1974 year, was still 1966, you know. So yes. it's still blend, man. The king give over the power in 1966.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It's real as real can be. Yeah, man. Idi Amin Dada.
69, do it, you know.
Yeah, go to. Huh?
I'm 66, him do it.
Right, exactly, and it just move on and gone to another level. One thing we didn't mention too, even the Blackstarliner, Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana too, did rise the Blackstarliner. As Priest Zebi did show us, almost everything in Ghana was a Black Star football team, some Black Star band. Yeah, Priest Zebi show I know that, you know. Kwame Nkrumah would have incorporated the Black Star concept a lot. That's why you have the Black 5-point star too. That is Marcus Garvey star, really, you know.
Yes.
As well, for those who may not know. And so we give thanks to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah even for that as well. That whole concept of commerce and trade. And you know, I find this program is really kind of waking up again the mind, brothers and sisters, you know, when it comes to the zeal for our motherland, Africa, because in reality, again, I mean, no matter where you are on the earth, you know, because a judgment gonna hit as well, that no matter where you be, you can't get away from it.
You can't escape.
So there are different levels of this judgment, you know, but again, I would say on a geopolitical level, let me put it that way, on a geopolitical level, I'm telling you, the Western world in trouble. And remember, no, the Western world is not just Western world different than East, West, North, and South. You know? I don't know if people check that, because England and Europe, and so that's the Western world too, you know, even though it's in the northeastern hemisphere of the globe. but it's still the Western world. It's the West. When you say the West, is Europe you're talking, not just the Western hemisphere. So the West in trouble.
That's where it starts. That's where it starts right there.
Natural.
Yes. England is, yeah, man, the West. That's where it starts right there. Because it's them put themselves down there in this diaspora, this era. The Western teaching.
Exactly, the Western teaching. So for sure, that must dissolve.
Boss.
You know, nothing me and you can do can stop that. You know, this is the thing, family. There's nothing no one here can do to stop it. So when you wake up in the morning and you want to send your child to school, you see, this is what's gonna happen, you know. We have to be careful, you know. That's why back against the wall important, you know, for people to just snap out of their lunacy. That's what's gonna happen. That's why your back half against the wall and you don't know where to turn. So you can just kind of wake up like, no, man, what is happening here? Because again, the world will be crashing and we're going to be still forcing to do what we do regularly. You understand? Again, the school system will be on fire and burning down. You know, you got to go to school today. That's what's going to be happening, eh? Until we realize that, hey, no, man, this is not what it is. I see it, man, because listen, that's why I said earlier, you know, if the internet lock off for 10 minutes, we live in a place, right? You see them islands we live in here, at least where I am, if it rain, right? Man, I see rain for no more than 2 hours already. And it's house over, so people have to go. I see that. No more than 2 hours, just continuous rain. 2 hours, house full of people going on.
Wow.
Now just meditate that. So there are many things I think about and say, what kind of world this is? In a moment, Ras. In a moment. Man, we just a freak storm, as they call him, you know. Good day, nobody, where the man never said nothing last night. And then all of a sudden, it's as if hurricane on you. And only the next day they tell you, boy, you know, a freak storm did pass yesterday. It caught us by surprise. Then they want to analyze it for you and tell you about local heating and upper level trough caused this and caused that. But I mean, you're too late. That don't hit us on guard. You understand? That's the planet we live on. Look how COVID just stepped in the other day.
Yeah.
That alone supposed to, you see supermarket lockdown. That's the next thing again. Some of them islands here, right? Yeah, got you. Oh, even some of these islands that have a, you know, more food than others there. If the ships don't come for 2 weeks, 2 weeks, yeah. If the ships don't come to these islands for 2 weeks, problem. Yeah. So you see, this thing's serious.
Yeah, man.
This thing serious, 7 or 9 miles. Yes, my lord, Idi Amin, that anything you want to say as we sealing up not only the program, but we're sealing up August as well. Anything, I don't know, you might just want to share a word.
Even the video, King Manuel Charles Edwards of the Daniel International Band, the assassination band. Of the suicide bomb.
Suicide bomb, yeah. Hey, Idi Amin sweet there.
That touch, man. You know, we give thanks for the Field Marshal General, you know. You know, when you look at it, you know, you see the spirit of Elijah, you said again, and Elisha.
Really?
Yes. So we give thanks that double power there at the Marshal to show how serious it is in this time. That is the way I and I have to move. Where is the black man's army? So I and I is the true army. The black man army. You see, the paratroopers. And that's how we have to prepare ourselves in this time. Because there's a lot to learn also. That man have to retrieve. You see, people look at certain things and brain about, man have to retrieve power, man have to take power. Man take back that power. That's why man have to take what is here, because as you speak already, it's not given unto you. You have to take it because it was ordained already. And that's what we're destined to be. So you have to take back that power and rule. But again, you see, I always look out for the traitors. And if you observe how big that idea, because even the video,
yeah.
And in the video when, him
spies.
Yes, in delegate and him show you. Big Dada showing the same thing like what Marcus Mosiah Garvey telling you. No one is supposed to come and be coming to him. And when him checking on a person, man have to give report because it's accountability when you're governing a nation. So there are great leaders that rise, but those that are sitting, as you say, in parliament and these places, they are the one that sabotage a lot of times by not doing what they're supposed to do. And they bring a lot of controversy against the leader himself. And we see a lot of times that happen by people not doing what they're supposed to do. But the man sit with him delegate and, the camera, the video man was, lucky enough to be in a meeting like that. Yeah, private session, But yeah, it was very lucky. But the man says, there shall be a field marshal general. And we see the spirit of Marcus Mosiah Garvey in the spirit, in the physical structure of Big Dada Idi Amin as a general. The man said, until we see Marcus Garvey in flesh, we must glorify Big Dada King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, point us. So in the world, Western world, looking at Big Dada, where King Emmanuel pointing us in the Western world, look towards Big Dada. Because the Western world of a way it paints a picture of an individual. Because when you look the butcher man.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah.
Butcher, let me tell you, butcher, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a way or their point, and as I say now, how they put things to the people of the Western world, us the Western world. Because even when you read even the books of His Majesty's autobiography, and you realize even the volume 2, many things that they said about His Majesty, when you read, you could realize that all the man was doing, and the propaganda that come.
Wow.
To the Western world.
Yeah, man. One thing they're easy boy, yeah, man. They really enough lies they spread on the emperor to the emperor.
Wally.
And Idi Amin, yeah, man. Enough kind of lies, man. But again, this is what Idi Amin said right here, even this picture here. What he said here, it is like again, it's a political statement that members the boxers he's talking to me. You listen good what he tell them,
Not caught there in foot.
No, but you're right, but here it is, oh man, how did the speech go? Oh man, the referee. If you want to defeat the referees,
Yes.
that is against you or against the country. Hey, that alone is a political. So we trying to show you now. The world saw against Uganda. Because no, his boxers gone on the international stage. They must have gone to Russia to fight. They gone to America to fight. Wherever they gone to box. Here we tell them, if you are to defeat the referee, remember the referee had enough powers and them judges.
Right.
He tried to show you, hey, look, them people so against us, right? You can't go no 10 rounds. Even if he don't fire a blow, they can still give him the match.
True.
Make sure you knock him out. You know, if you are to defeat the referee that is against you or against the country, you must win by knockout. This is the only thing.
That's how
You must knock anybody out. I'm missing a few words. That's sparring with you in the boxing ring. Yeah. Because you're not going to win because them people totally against you because they don't like me. You don't see what I'm putting in Time Magazine and Newsweek. They're totally against me. So unless you clearly defeat that man there that you're fighting with, then I'm going to give you the match.
Right there in a regard, I'm sure you know.
Mm.
You never mention country, now make sure it's a take your mind from out the boxing ring.
Yes, this is a patriotic move.
You understand? Nobody look like you're gonna put yourself now like you think say you know, and a man in a ring a box. Referee against and the country.
Me warn you.
You see it? Knockout.
Knockout, brother. Shoes.
And the only way you can defeat the enemy.
Me tell the man. What a beautiful spirit, man. Oh, no. You know what I mean? Talk about the man the world love to hate.
As King Emmanuel said, so the head and the body will die.
Mm. Yeah, man. Even when he said that as a rugby player, and he used to run however fast he run, and when you tackle him, you could harm yourself. I think you should know this. And yeah, man, it's very powerful. And again, the message that he's sending is very good with that, you know. All in the video when he talk about how he loved the elephants and how the elephants come together and whatever they do. Then he go on to say, this is what I want to do with Africa. So he gave the elephant the example first and then show you what he wants to do with Africa now to bring them closer together with Europe and Asia and all kind-hearted people of the world. Yeah, man, the man brilliant, man. The same video here, you know, is banned off of YouTube.
I remember.
Nothing wrong with the video, you know.
No,
every day somebody put up a video, Idi Amin, chatting all kind of thing. And this video that he didn't do, the Frenchman going to do it. Frenchman himself said that he was on a propaganda mission, but it didn't work. And because the video is just so nice, then people, you can't put this up on YouTube. He's just showing you the man naturally. Just naturally, no, nothing wrong with the video, no lies in it, you know, just a natural video with the man talking and just living his life. And then man feel like, no, this can't be on YouTube.
It's the truth that is in that video. There are many truths now.
Yes.
Many truths and history, you know, because remember, you know, he speak of the Palestinians.
Oh, King. Let me hear what the other one.
Okay. I'm telling you how Israel get the land.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it shows so many things in that video there that the Western world now, it's like, are you growing up? And you say, why the man is fighting against Israel? And you're hearing that thing on the Western world growing up and say that it's Israel, you know, where them say Christ was, you know. And then you growing up now, get big, and then you hear this culture that was there before you were born. You know, because many young ones born after this video showing us, yeah, man, take the Palestinian land, which is black man land. You see it, and then give it to Israel. And they tell them arms by force of arms. So I'm tell you who get it, who caused it. So it show you again, it's a big scam, because it's scamming going all over the world, you know. And even in the current time, they show, you know, the real scammers and gangsters, you know, they could take a land, you know, and then you pay a man for reparation, you know. Because if you did scatter over the world where you couldn't pay him reparation, because he have no place himself. So you give him a piece of land, to give him some compensation. So there's a lot of things in there. If you understand what I'm saying again about the elephant, because remember, you know, remember the elephant has great memory.
Mm.
And remember the part in Chad, the Africans, if all Africans could come like that, in that part there, as elephants, and we could stand up with the other peoples, the earth, my Lord. So the elephant is on high.
When you mentioned the Palestinian part, I thought you were saying there's a part in the video, very deep part too. That part is when you show it. What you're speaking of is when he said they took the Palestine and turn it around,
Right.
turn it to the states of Israel, turn it into the state of Israel with force of arms given to them by Britain, America.
Yes.
So, all right, there you go. Nobody can hide from that. But there's a part in the video, though, in the latter part of the video. I don't know how much people check it. I have the video here, but because I don't even know what they're going to do, I have it here. I get it from Amazon, but I don't know them. I want to flag this whole video just for showing a little piece of that video. But anyway, there's a part in the video when the man asking him in his yard. It is said that you would accept the Palestinian hijackers in Uganda. And then Idi Amin say, the Palestinians. Yes, it was written in the news, something like he kind of repeated, something you will accept it. And Idi Amin answer, I want to say exactly how he said. He said, if they want to come to Uganda, I will accept them. And then there was just like this silence for like about 2-3 seconds. Because now what was happening, at that time, a group of Palestinians called the Black September did hijack a plane with some Jewish people on it. And this plane up in the air spinning around, And the man asked Idi Amin, this was so serious. I mean, terrorists, And Libya said they would have accepted them. And the man asked Idi Amin, it's just mystic how he asked him, the Palestinians say they want to come and land here, would you accept them? And Idi Amin, he didn't answer right away. He said, the Palestinians. And he do his hand so, the Palestinians. He said, yes, the Palestinians. They say, but even before the brother, the Frenchman finished and talking the second time, he answered him quick. If they want to come, I will accept them. And then there was this pause. Okay, could you imagine? Because that's like, what? Serious? And then that's the only thing I could figure out. Because then he go on to say, it was he would accept them because it was already passed as a resolution in the United Nations that the Black September are freedom fighters and they're fighting for their cause. They're not terrorists. That's what he said. They're not terrorists first. They're freedom fighters and they're fighting for their cause. And then he look and show the people that they have the embassy here, so you'll accept it. But that he did accept them. That has become what has become the famous raid on Entebbe. Surely I know of that history there. That same plane did land in Uganda in Entebbe, and the hijackers. I know the hostages were rescued. I think Israel came in with the help of Britain, and according to history, it didn't really go down too good. Let's put it that way. And I think some of the hijackers themselves were killed. So people look down on Idi Amin for that one. Say, man, look where it make happen, man. You should have never make them land the plane there, That's how it is. A few things, even Pan-Africanists would look down on Idi Amin for. For example, the wars that he had with Nyerere. But as a historian myself, when you study it good, it's Nyerere that attacked Idi Amin Dada first. Now, Nyerere wasn't too happy that Idi Amin overthrew his brethren, Milton Obote. But no offense to Nyerere, I know he's, I mean, that's our ancestor. But in a sense, that wasn't really his business. But he just took it on as his business. And Obote went to him, he flew to Tanzania, and he teamed up with Nyerere, and Nyerere attacked Uganda. But Uganda defeated them at that time. That's why in the video, you see him checking out the arms, and the narrator said, these were arms that were captured from Tanzania in the war. You know, so Tanzania always had that back and forth with Uganda. Also, that's why you hear Idi Amin say in the video, there was a letter, and the man asked him, this letter here that said that you wrote, the letter says, you wrote the letter, and the letter says to Nyerere, that I love you so much that if you were a woman, I would have considered marrying you, but only because you have too many gray hairs. Yeah. But you don't know that's how Idi Amin work. I honestly don't feel Nyerere. Knowing Nyerere, Julius Nyerere, knowing his spirit, I doubt he found that funny, even for a moment. Yeah, like he's a kind of man, he's not no skin teeth man. I don't think he found that interesting either. But Idi Amin make a whole joke out of that. He laughed it off. Oh yes, because I love him very much. Because you see, Idi Amin have that kind of spirit, you know. Check the video again. When he in the swimming pool, and he telling the woman he sent 10,000, 20,000 shilling to Britain. He opened a fund, saved the British fund. Because Britain must have been going through whatever. And Idi Amin, you see the people lining up, bringing goat, bringing vegetables. Man say, I pack a whole trolley full of vegetables. Now, nobody can tell me Idi Amin, no, that man not going to take that from him. He know that. But he still do it. Idi Amin say, I myself take $10,000. And he looking so innocent that the woman, you know, I myself, I took $10,000 from my own savings to save the British fund. And the woman say, and what did Mr. Heath say? That's the Prime Minister of Britain. And just the way he answered, he said, he hasn't replied. I'm very annoyed. Because yeah, but you could see the man playing chess with them as buffoon as they say he is. They don't have no leader that deal with nothing like that on them levels there in the world. See, that's why they have him as a comedian. Like they couldn't understand him. He's just so funny, like he mocking us, but yet still he's not nobody to play with. Spies. Remember about spies? Not even no long talking firing squad. You shouldn't even report that to me. Shortcut. Yeah, that's the same man. Shortcut. If minister find him, don't even, not even tribunal shall wait no long whole day over one fella that's a spy. Oh my, what a beautiful man. That's the man. That's the man, yet still he can laugh it off with you. Them is real killers, eh? Holy man, that's the eye, yeah. That's the yes, my lord. Anything, I know, just a joy, eh?
Give that time, man.
So stop you to take it.
The joy, thanks, eh. I mean, you know, my lord, glorify the big man.
True,
and
man.
you observe the joy and the old His Majesty and Big Dada. That picture there.
Oh man, what's the matter? Yes. Hey.
That's a beautiful picture there.
Yeah, several of them there, no.
The joy. The joy.
I'll find. I'll have a run through some of the joys just to see if I find out one anymore. I know I have it somewhere there.
Yeah, man. That.
And this. But yeah, the several of them, yeah. And I mean, you can see the great how large the king is, Idi Amin, in comparison to the emperor himself. I'm not sure if I have it on this one here. Yes. But anyway, a lot of beautiful vibes here still though. Yeah. Come on, let me see if I find it. All right, Big Daddy and the mighty Emperor Gold. I could be telling everybody all these different things that you're seeing here. All right. Yeah, family, but anyway, give thanks. Well, if I reach that far, I don't think I have it on this specific slide I have here. But anyway, still give thanks, man, for the life giver and the keeper of life. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. That little Idi Amin piece wasn't even a part of the plan, but I guess it just come in nicely. Because you see, that's it, you know. Religious people have a thing where they say you have to have a personal relationship with the Lord. And although I never sit down with all them people be talking about, but it's just true. We study them, you know, we can feel them. We know their attitude. In the same way, I could say, Nerere, I'm sure. I wasn't there when he got the letter, but I'm sure if he smiled, maybe he would just laugh a bit like this Idi Amin character, you know. He take everything for a joke. Maybe that's the most he would give. That's the impression I get of him. You know, so in a sense, even when you study people, you tend to have a personal relationship with them. So when you're really into someone like how man into Haile Selassie and into King Emmanuel and into Idi Amin, it's like a personal relationship. You know, these videos we're talking about, we watch them over and over and over again. Them videos of the king that on YouTube now, since we come in far right, we had them things on these big fat VHS. We used to watch them every day, and just watch how the king move. Personal relationship. So that's why he's touching you. That's why I love. Yes, King. So we could seal up if they are not, if they have any other sealing words. If not, we could bless it out. Feel free, anything at all, any length of time. Feel free. We could.
Thanks again. The mission, as I say, towards this mission here, we want to sabotage the Black Man redemption. You know, it's to bring forward Marcus Mosiah Garvey words and works, as I see the eye doing forward in here. And let us rise the commerce man. Let us rise the industries. And let us rise the workman and workwoman going home. You know, the man says words was sabotage. So I and I as a people in this time who are awakened shouldn't sabotage his works any longer. My Negus cards, I Negus whispers to you, come Israelite, come. We need that one voice with one nation under God, that one nation, that one continent. As Marcus Garvey, let Marcus Garvey words be fulfilled. We need a strong nation. That means when we are oppressed anywhere in the world as a Black people, our own army, Big Dada Idi Amin style. Right? The Big Dada style of the continent and the rule of our emperor. I need in a continent, one voice, speak to the Western world with authority and power. Pharaoh, let my people go. Man say anything you want, you can have it in Africa. And it's not an illusion thing, you know. It's not no illusion thing. You know, many put the fear in one's mind, just like when they asked Moses to send them in the land, to spy in the land and return. Many put fear in the people. Africa hard, man. Yes, we have this. Anything you do, you have to have a plan.
True. And the Moses scripture that for real. Hey.
And yes, so that
giants, eh?
Giants up there, man, you're mad, man. You can't go there, sir. Why, if you're already you can't go Africa, and Africa is a place that place one all of them things start fear and man start thinking of job. Something just come and swallow you up and all of them things like what I'm showing in the Western movie and them thing there. Man said, none shall fright us from that shore. You know? That pure delight, man.
True.
That's how we know if I can wake up and I brothers and sisters. Even them time here, you know, you see people, you have people that going on do things. You know, you have the footballer, them doing them little thing, you know. You have Econ, you know, bringing light. You have, you know, so if we were people that are showing a light in their different fields, if man and woman can observe.
Thanks to them, the two man.
The reggae artists and all that in there. You know, enough one away a ticket can go up now in Africa and go live there. Come out of Babylon and stop suffer like that. You see, so all them thing there, you know. And as you growing up, you know,
Yeah,
as you that hearing them song there, you know, because that is what I tell you. You said you speak of things since now. It's true. I and I as youth growing up, we take them things they're serious. You see, I hear man say, man. So, you know, you look on the person that sing that song and you look on that person different. And you look on that person, yeah, man, that man is a God-sent man, you know. Not to say a man is not, you know, but you're saying, what you're saying at that time, young youth to the knowledge, yeah, man, I just send the man to come, man. Look when you know, I hear them man, they call them man, they gone Africa, go live it. That's how we grew up. You know? Yeah, so. Because, you know, you spoke a thing one time, you know. See up in there, you spoke a thing once and you were speaking about Mary Jane, marijuana. And you had played a Gregory. And they say, have you seen Gregory? And there was a comment that they meant, and I said, yeah, man, I said, sometime a man did start off on a journey and then something just come along the way and just take him. So if those in the Western world not be careful, man, the rise and strong, man, something will come and take you. Because it's said it's a terrible judgment in the Western world. And we have to prepare. King Emmanuel Charles Edward said we must be prepared. Marcus Garvey said preparedness is the watchword. Some people say that person is lucky is when preparedness meets opportunity. You understand? So you have to prepare. Be prepared. Be prepared. My Lord and Empress, be prepared. Let us not betray the African Revolution. One voice to the powers of the Most High. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari.
Even before you say the sealing prayer, you know, even when you, it is true though, you know, we're not mocking no one, you don't know. Just to be clear, we ain't mocking no one at all. I think we're just saying that, and you know, we ourselves, not hope, we intend to set them examples there. I think we just, you know, even though everyone can do it, we don't know no one personal life. And we got a man singing reggae. I don't know their person. I don't know what they make. I don't know their bank account state. I don't know. But I guess we're just saying, at least we would expect to see more ones at least have, as we just say, a foot in Africa, at least a foot. Knowing that, yeah, man, that man still in Clarendon, you know, but then another man have business in Ghana. Yeah, man, the man go back and forth regular. A lot of races live like that. A lot of look at, I mean, I can't nobody name, but there are brethren even amongst INIs, sisterins amongst INIs that are lawyers, and so you know exactly who I talking. That live back and forth, they live on the Canada, and they come back. They have their home here, and they still live here. If that's how they see business there, sometimes they're over there and their business here and in the West running. You know, so at least them levels there. All of that, these are stages too now. One must consider these things too in this time. I don't know how that fitting in King Emmanuel. Well, it fitting in King Emmanuel model. King Emmanuel always talk about at least have a footprint in Africa to start.
Yeah, man. Go. Want to see one foot upon the land. Just that.
Yeah. So that show that business can still go on because that's it, you know. It's not no crazy move, you know. Even in this time, especially when we see that, okay, we're not seeing that mass exodus, you know. But we still have a plan B that say, well, okay, if a man can go and his family or whatever, go and pave the way. Right. So if you're going to do it wisely, business set up in the West, It done set. Even you in the East, that business could still funding your activity in the East. That's the vibes too. So you can expand the same business or another business.
That's the
In
thing.
the East. You have 1 foot in Africa and 1 foot in the West.
It's just like when Empress Makeda, Queen of Sheba, tradesman go and meet Solomon. So is that continued trade? Is as continual movements in the African continent? Because it's not today, it's not tomorrow, still is now, where every movement towards African redemption matters. 1 foot up on the land, 1 foot up on the sea. Man say better have on the shores than you're 2 foot down here in the Western world. So some of them money there, better man put it in the World Bank, Ethiopian World Bank. You know, some of those money there, you speak about banks shutting down and all these things. Yeah, man, invest. You know, some people pay life insurance. You know, get the land in Africa, man. That is the original life insurance, man.
Yeah, man, that is serious. Real conversation, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, real conversation. As I say, we have to unite more. Yeah, real conversation. The time many of us bickering over. I know we have different ideologies and belief and religion and who right and who wrong, but these are the things that one need to look into right now. You know what I mean? The words of Emmanuel Charles Edwards, words of Marcus Messiah Garvey. Yeah, man. This doesn't have to do with religious. This is just what coming to pass. We can see, look how the whole world take up King Emmanuel agenda.
Wow.
Simple. Yeah, the whole world, the whole everything, just take up the agenda and go on with it.
Like
So you can see his words come to pass.
Man say the whole world know this man, you know. And his word can cover the earth like a water cover the sea, because righteousness must prevail. You see it, so him say rise wood and stone. If those who have to do it won't do it, him will rise wood and stone, you know.
Well, true God and King. Well, give thanks, you know, I'll pause and give thanks to the word sound this evening. Thanks to the King of Kings and, you know what I mean, ever living. Thanks for 7 miles of Blackstarliner. Give thanks to Idi Amin. And give thanks to all good words that have been said. Thanks for Mosiah. Yes, my Lord. Thanks for your word sound. And now we just make the seal us in a sealing prayer. Jah Rastafari, my Lord.
Reverence for wings, universal, international, earth, sky, and sea. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. Now we come to make up his jewels. All his jewels, precious jewels, his love and his own. Give thanks, Most High, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. Glory be to our Father and to the Son, to the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now and ever shall be, Jah world without end, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. We give thanks to life for the Most High above all things. We give thanks to knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, to do thy will from earth to Zion. We give thanks to the going out, we give thanks to the coming in. We give thanks to every good things that the Most High God that we have received and what we shall receive again. Give thanks to life above all things. Africa is for the Africans, those at home and us abroad, born and unborn. So the mighty and every prophet of all. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. My Lord.
Yes, my Lord, give thanks again.
Yes, I am.
We sat in again once again.